Hi, everybody. It's Jen with Cruise Planners, and I have a trip announcement. So this has been out for a while, but I haven't done a formal trip announcement for it. So this is for our 5-night, let me share my screen with you. This is for our 5-night Bahamas sailing. And you're going to see I have just done a post about this as well, because I'm in the last like 4 weeks or so that I have these cabins. But you'll see this post, and I even posted a little bit of music because I love Caribbean music. This is September sailing. It leaves September 30th, and it's a 5-night Bahamas and Perfect Day CocoCay group sailing out of Tampa. Now, the prices that I have are private discounted prices. So right now, today, the day you're watching this video, if you go online and you look up all of the pricing, the best deal you can get with Royal Caribbean, it won't come close to my price. And now remember, I don't have that forever. I have a very limited time that I have that private discounted pricing. We reach, basically like 120 days up to sailing, and those get released, and you'll be able to buy them online for full price. So the kind of the magic behind my group cruises is when you see me do a post or an email that says hop on it, we're in the final weeks, that means I have the end of the inventory. Whatever cabins that I have left at those discounted prices is what I have left. So I have quite a few on this sailing. I think I have 20 something people on this sailing. Honestly, I haven't taken a look. I know it's been selling like gangbusters. But let me show you where you can find more information about it. If you go to jenwithcruiseplanners.com, you're going to click on the groups and events tab and scroll down to the 5-night, September 30th. I always list them by date. When you click on that, it's going to bring you to this group cruise page. The first thing I always suggest for all my travelers is to click on the trip flyer, because the trip flyer will give you all of kind of the bird's eye view about this sailing. This is kind of a crappy flyer, but I just want something for you to be able to print, actually. So one of the things I want to remind you about with my groups, if you book inside of my group rates, it's a refundable deposit. So that's, compare apples to apples when you're comparing with your pricing online, but refundable deposits are nice because if your plans change, you're not locked in until final payment. So one of the magic things about this is that I always encourage you to deposit as early as possible, because while our group pricing is static, it stays the same, the availability is way better when we first book those groups a year or 2 years out. So they're refundable deposits, guys. You're going to get every penny of your money back if your plans change, but you get your pick of the cabins if you deposit early. So always just put down the deposit. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. Now, if you're booking something special, I have some studio cabins for solos. I've got things like that. If we need an accessible cabin, things like that are outside of my group rates, I have to book you at prevailing rate, which means what you see online that day. And I can move you into the group so you get all the same benefits as long as you've booked with me. But the chances are the pricing will be better at non-refundable. And my group rates are refundable. So just keep that in mind. It's just a way that whenever you contact me for any cruise, whether it's a group cruise I'm doing or one that you want to do individually with your family, I will always check to see if I have private discounted space, but then I'll always check the prevailing rate too, because a lot of times, whatever promotion the cruise lines are running, we can stack on top of what we're doing as well. So when you go to my website, jenwithcruiseplanners.com, click on the groups and events tab and scroll down to the group cruise that you're interested in. I'm talking about this 5-night Bahamas one because this one's coming up this September, and I'm going to lose these cabins that I have at the discounted rate in about 4 weeks, right around the beginning of June. So this is the last push to get them sold. And one thing I love about this particular one, since we live in Tampa, we're limited to the number of ships that can go out of Tampa because of the Sunshine Skyway. They have to be able to get under the Sunshine Skyway, which means sometimes we have the older, smaller ships that come into Tampa. Do not let that discourage you. Older does not mean old. A lot of them have been refurbished and they're in beautiful condition. The Celebrity Constellation gets the top reviews for their ship that sails in Tampa. And yep, they might have shorter itineraries, some have longer itineraries, but the ships have been refurbished. So especially if you haven't been cruising previously, I always recommend that you start with Tampa, because you're going to get the smaller ships. You don't really have anything to compare it to. You know, go to the big, huge, major, iconic, wonder of the seas types of ships after you've cut your teeth on some of these small, shorter cruises. They're really cost effective, especially if you can book them on a discounted rate like we have, and they're short. This Bahamas and Perfect Day CocoCay is my favorite itinerary. I can tell you hands down. This is with Royal Caribbean. They have a fantastic island in the Bahamas, Perfect Day at CocoCay, that is just, everybody loves it. My families love it. My kids love it. My seniors love it. It's Royal Caribbean just does an incredible job, and we do book a lot of Royal Caribbean. So I tell you that because the 5-night Bahamas Perfect Day CocoCay itinerary in September is pretty much the same price as my group that's in February. February, we're going out, it's the Western Caribbean, it's Cozumel, it's a 4-night cruise. And the pricing is just about the same as we have for this 5-night. This is on the Grandeur of the Seas. A lot of the cabins on the Grandeur of the Seas are ocean view cabins. So I want to draw your attention to ocean view because the pricing is better on those. I do have a few balconies left, and I have some of the bigger balconies, the spacious ocean view balconies left as well. Great pricing. So $200 refundable deposit. Video here at the end about Perfect Day at CocoCay. Any other questions, just message me. When you fill out the registration tab, it does not book a cabin for you. It basically is like raising your hand. You register, you put in all of your information for me, and it zips right into my email, which is how we contact people. That's our active client queue. Whenever I do a promotion, as people contact me through email, that's how they get those cabins. So I want to, even on Facebook, when I do a Facebook promotion, it works the same way. It's always through email. So when you fill out this registration form, I have everything I need to book and hold a cabin for you. So I encourage you to hop on my website and do it that way. I'll get you all trained eventually. If you aren't really savvy on the computer, don't worry about that. We can schedule you for a travel club, one of my monthly travel clubs, and I can take care of the registration for you that way. What you do need is an email address, a phone number and an email address. And I require a few things for me as well as we sign you up with your profile with my agency. So if you need me, email me at jen.h@cruiseplanners.com, or in the bottom of your screen on the website. Just schedule a call with me by clicking on my planner, and it'll tell you when I have some availability that you can just pop right into my schedule. Okay, thanks guys. I hope you can join me on this sailing. It is I love doing these 2 biannual group sailings every year, and I look forward to having you with me on this one this September.